Hey guys, I'm here. Today we are finally going to be diving into Volume 2 of Star Wars Visions. Volume 1 blew me away. I had such a blast with that I've just been really itching and waiting for Volume 2 to come out. And while I was incredibly impressed with the first volume that we did get, seeing all these different anime studios from Japan kind of cook up all these beautiful, like, just remixes of commonplace things that we know and have seen in Star Wars and giving it this different spin and perspective, that I'm just excited to see that, but on a much broader scale as they've opened it up to the rest of the world, to studios across the planet, not just a particular region or the US or anything of that. And I can't wait to see what we can kind of dive into. And we're going to be doing these in 3 episode batches. So this one will be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so on. They've released these all out at once, so I think it's going to be easier to kind of like consume these in these little bite sizes rather than just kind of shooting out 9 of the videos all at once like I did last time. But guys, if you enjoy this and you want to see more Star Wars stuff from the channel, we got all of The Mandalorian on here. We've reacted to The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, Andor, Bad Batch, Clone Wars The Final Season, Volume 1 of Visions. We are currently working through Jedi Survivor right now as we speak, and if you're looking for my Tales of the Jedi reactions, those are actually over at The Real Rejects, because me and Greg watched those together, but he's hosting them. I do have a playlist here on the channel directing to those videos, but that's where they're housed if you want to check those out. Of course, there's other stuff right around the corner which we will be diving into, like Ahsoka, the Skeleton Crew, and so forth, so stay tuned for those as well. And then just all kinds of other non-Star Wars stuff here on the channel, just ready and waiting for you guys. With that said, let's go ahead and hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes of reaction the entire episode. You get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover here on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage to try to make it worth your while, since you're going to always support the channel. And if you enjoy this reaction, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a good old force push onto that like button and leave a comment, subscribe if not already, and let's go ahead and dive into episode 1. Here we go. Sith. Guiri. Ooh. Oh, we're starting off with that one. I think this is the one that was featured prominently in the trailer, just basing it off of the art direction. Yeah, it is.
Just a bad dream. You're right, it too. The eclipse is today. Maybe it will inspire me to finish the painting.
Actually kind of incorporating the style as part of the story as well. That's cool. Oh.
I got this.
Oh, oof. That was wicked.
I still didn't get it. Wow.
That's nifty, a force-sensitive painter. I like that, like using the force to express yourself. Wow. This is beautiful, man. Oh. Ooh.
I cannot cover it. It's like darkness wants to be part of the painting.
Oh. Oh, that's nifty.
Beacon 7, always failing. There's no signal back. Probably just another meteorite.
Oh, it's at an obelisk too. Oh, wow. God damn, man. You're probably going to get a lot of that throughout these, though, by the way, because of how artistically driven these are. I love the The aesthetic. One, I love the aesthetic of this, just the overall stylistic feel and look, but some of these like landscapes and visuals are just beautiful in and of themselves. Uh-oh.
Someone destroyed this.
Yep. You're trying to cover up my painting. Oh, whoa. He's got friends.
You made a promise, remember?
Oh. Ooh.
I'm no Sith anymore.
Oh, I like that. Oh, whoa! Hell yeah. Dude. Oh, whoa! What in the world was that? Don't hurt him! Oh, whoa. Yo! Oh, that was cool. No, no, no! No! He just doesn't have legs. He might still be okay. Oh, it's like a long sword. Yeah, yeah, dude.
I see you made your own.
Oh, whoa.
I found my own path.
Ooh.
Darkness is your fate.
I love the way they're representing this push and pull. Ooh.
Light and darkness are part of the painting. Part of me.
Oh. It's not. Yo. Oof. I love that flare.
You are the Sith Master now.
I said I'm no Sith.
I like that was about accepting the duality.
That's right.
Yay! Oh, nice.
But he was right about one thing. I am the master now, and I can paint my own destiny.
I like that a lot, dude. I'm gonna look up, I wanna see what work they've done. They've worked on Tales of Arcadia, Troll Hunters, Incredibles, WALL-E, Ratatouille, Cars, many more. Yeah, I loved that. I thought that was really, really, really good. I liked the theme of it, her like trying to be at peace with herself, but at the same time trying to deny a part of her reality. And that's one of the reasons why she was seemingly struggling with that painting, because that darkness kept creeping into it and she couldn't quite understand why, it seemed like. And then the realization came in when she was running from her Sithhood, and her Sith master came to hunt her down and be like, hey, you haven't been returning our calls. So, we had to throw down. The thing is, though, like, while she was running from that, she was running from part of herself as well. And the reality of what was holding back her painting, her ability to cover up the art that was there with her own, bury that darkness, is because she's not accepting it. But it's there. She can't get rid of it because it's part of her. And I like that element of it. And I like that the style was very much so influenced by this like heavy brushwork, and the story itself was surrounding an artist, a force-sensitive artist who was using her force to manipulate the paint itself to instill it with literally her essence, and for that to influence what comes out of it. Because not only does the style was technically a part of the narrative, and the way they visualized like what's going on in her mind versus the reality, the way they visualize the conflict within her, especially in the hallway where it was divided by the light and his encroaching darkness, and then she had to pull that all together and accept the reality of what it is. We are all light and dark, and she melded that together and whipped out her gold blade and then boom, turned on her red, accepting that side of herself. And she just like that volley she gave when she zipped through, you know, he came down with the one, she did like a and was on the other side. Oh, I love that turn. And just the familiar elements of this, like with the cycle, with the droid, and then these hunters chasing her down to the sweeping scapes that we saw. I love this type of this type of art direction. I like things that are more loose, that have more of this, like, I don't want to say sketchy, and by sketchy I mean like sketchy, not like sketchy, but like this rough, not polished. Like you don't see the pristine hard edges of what you're looking at. It's just the pure expression that comes with just kind of unloading on a blank canvas. That's how I like to do my drawings. That's why I like charcoal a lot. While you can do very precise stuff with it, I don't like that personally. I love it. I love looking at it, but like when it comes to how I want to do it, I like when it's just like this kind of like guided chaos almost. That's what I love about it. And I think this kind of really kind of nailed that on the head. And just the colors, the way this popped, and this is a great, strong start. I mean, last season started off really strong as well with the Ronin. That was also very artistically driven with the whole like black and white aesthetic, except for the lasers throughout, like the lightsabers, the blaster bolts, and all that stuff, lighting and coloring the scenes. Lots of heavy line work in that, like an illustration come to life, much like what a lot of these are. I love the vibe of this one. This is a really great start off to this one too, and for it to be focused around the Sith. You know, I mean, it's still a force sensitive, it's still a force user, which was a complaint I saw a lot in the last volume, was that a lot of people were like, man, every single one of these is about a Jedi. There's a lightsaber in every single one of these. And, you know, the Force was a part of every single one of those shorts. And it's like people were, I know like people were a little like, well, like Star Wars is more than just Jedi and Sith. And that's true, but I think that's one of the most iconic things about Star Wars, and that's the thing that draws me in personally, is the Force. The setting I love, but it's really the Force, the Jedi, the Sith, the light, the dark, those themes that really pull me in, because I feel like you can get all those other things outside of the aesthetic in other things. I don't know. That's just kind of how I felt about it, but I'm very curious to see if we get like a different texture throughout this, a different flavor. We might get that in like the Wallace and Gromit one, because just from the glimpses of that, I didn't see anybody that was like blatantly like Jedi there. So maybe that complaint will be served in this volume. I'm very curious and open to see where this whole thing goes. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and hop into episode 2. Here we go. Cartoon Saloon. Screecher's Reach. Oh, wow. Oh. Well, this music. Or at least the vocals.
What are you doing?
I'm going to Screecher's Reach.
No way! That place is haunted.
What's going on?
You want to see a ghost?
This art style does look familiar to me, but it's not ringing any bells. Oh, that's gorgeous. But yeah, man, we opened with a child labor camp. What the fuck? Oh, wow.
Nobody's ever seen her and returned. The ghost of Screecher's Reach.
Well, we're gonna be the first.
Sure.
They're just stories, right, Dal?
I heard the ghost isn't a thing you can touch. You see it in your mind.
Well, in my mind, I'm kicking her up the arse.
Yeah, kick her up the arse.
Aww.
All right. Having fun?
Kick him in the arse.
What if you didn't have to go back to the workhouse? The farms? All of this?
There are worse lives, Dal.
There are better lives.
Anyway, who would take care of that Egypt? Look at him. You've always wanted something more. And if you ever get the chance to find out what that is, take it. Don't look back.
Yeah, that does look ominous.
I follow your path with strength and courage. Some bad places are here to test us.
That be true.
Come on. Dal, we need to stick together. Dal.
Yeah, you're gonna get separated. Who's to say they're even seen? Okay, never mind. They are. I was like, maybe it was a trick of the cave.
I saw the ghost.
Dal.
Oh.
Jeez.
Whoa. What in the world?
Come on, Dal, I got you.
No, Kina, go with them.
Oh.
I'll be right behind you. Go! Go!
Give me strength. It's all in my mind. Give me strength. I follow your path with strength and courage. It's all in my mind.
Oh. Oh my lord. Oh, that is wicked.
Please, give me strength.
Oh. It's not a house, but it'll work. Crush the witch all the same. Oh, wow. Oh my lord. Metal.
Dal!
She was real. A real person.
Dal, what did you do?
I was strong. You gave me strength.
And now it's time for us to meet.
What is that?
What in the... Oh, wow. That is a interesting ship.
You said the test was in my mind.
The true test is always in your mind.
Hmm.
And you did what you had to do, right?
Did I pass?
You passed. That's yours now. Come, child.
And my friends too?
No. This was always for you, my young apprentice. Only you.
Dal,
Kill them.
who is this?
She promised me another life. A way out of here. I had to try.
Make your choice.
Wow.
Right.
Damn, that one got me misty, man. That was kind of heavy, man. One, it opens on this labor camp. What I can only assume is either Imperial. There's some kind of machination, some sounds that kind of gave me that vibe. It could easily be like some other organization or group or people or whatever that has enslaved these children, where they live, sleep, eat, breathe, and work all within the same factory. And naturally, there would be a longing to get out of that, see what's outside of all of this. And then you'd have people like Bathan, who is more than content with where he's at. You know, his friends are here. They don't have to fight out in the world. By all means, like, it's not the best. It could be a lot worse. They could not have a roof over their head. They could not, like, it's this idea of, like, we give you just enough that you willingly submit. So, like, there's like a push and pull for that, but then you have somebody like Dahl who's always going to be looking for another way out. And through this emblem has reached out. It's interesting. This is two episodes back to back with a central focus on a Sith. The first, though, walking away from that life, or at least embracing the duality that comes with being one with the Force, in a way that there's always going to be this pull and this push to the light and the dark that you're always going to be fighting with. In the first one, we chose to ignore it. This one was like, well, you know, what's the trade-off for getting out of here, seeing the world, and having a better life? And Bathan, you know, it's like, hey, if you have that opportunity, go for it. Don't look back. Don't worry about us. And while he's not sure this is the right way to go, because it does seem a little off, she literally did have to kill somebody to get out of this, earning that lightsaber. That was kind of, the test was in the mountain. So going into this and going to Screecher's Reach like this was something she already kind of had in the back of her mind and didn't really let anybody else know why she was going. Obviously, why she charged ahead and stayed behind in the cave as well, leaving behind in three different instances if you include the ending. And then the fear, the resolve, the strength, the power, these tenets of the Sith code coming out in this trial at the end of the day. And it was just this obstacle. And then, you know, to get through this, it was like, this is the payoff. This is the trade-off. Your friends cannot come. The deal was for you. And you took it. So there's this bittersweet element of it while Bathan is resigned to it and is like, hey, it's what I said. The one child's angry. The other's sad as she's leaving. But he's just kind of like, do it. This is for you. And then there's this bittersweet element of it because this is what she's always wanted, but now she's leaving this behind. And then what does this mean? What is this? I mean, it's a Sith mother. I don't know. In any of these different iterations, like, it could be taken a different way because the worlds are different. It's not always within the realm of what Star Wars actually is. I mean, look at the feudal Japan one, the first episode of last volume. The whole thing was like really flipped on its head. But this one was, I don't know, like there was this serene, like welcoming nature of what is in essence the dark side. I mean, this beautiful ship coming down from the stars, glowing, glistening, tempting, warm, open, in all these ways that you would expect. I mean, honestly, temptation, you know, you could say that from like a fallen angel or something like that as well, if you want to go down that road. But at the other side of that, I don't know. It's just really interesting. Also, just the aesthetic of the Sith Mother, garbed in white, but with the classic telltale signs of the dark side. You know, the eyes, the teeth, and then the demeanor, the choice, the absolute. But I like that too. Also, the Sith Mother's aesthetic reminded me a lot of a playing card, and it made me think of like the Queen of Hearts in a way, even though it gave me some like Spady vibes. So this was Cartoon Saloon, right? Was that what it was? Have they done anything that I have seen? Secret of the Kells? I have never actually seen that, but I'm aware of it. That's the only one I've heard of. That was a really cute one. It took a turn though. Like while the other one was like uplifting and empowering in a way, this one very much had like this like Faustian deal and tone about it in the end, especially with what we opened with that camp and to this ending of separation. I don't know. It really kind of like hit me, man. On top of the animation, which has this jovial, light, kind of childlike aesthetic to it all, dealing with this complex, underlying subtext throughout it. I love that about animation, man, because it can always be deceptive. And I hate when it's written off just because it might look like something that resembles just simple children's cartoons, which is fine. It's its own art style, it's its own thing. They do exist, but I don't like when it's like live action. There's so many tiers of that. There's so many threads of that branch out. Like painting all, it's like painting animation all with the same brushstroke is like the exact same as saying that Breaking Bad and Blue's Clues is the same thing. It's ridiculous to me. This was gorgeous. This was another really solid one, man. Yeah, 2 episodes, 2 back-to-back about the Sith. Very curious about that, if we're going to have like a consistent theme this season, this volume. I mean, the logo is red this time. I don't know, maybe the last one was Jedi, maybe this time we're spending time with the Sith. With that all down and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 3. Here we go. Punkrobot Studio, in the stars. It's another studio I'm not familiar with, at least by name. Maybe if I look them up, there's something that'll strike in. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, the style doesn't scream out anything recognizable to me, but it definitely had a very distinct feel when we were watching the trailer. Oh, interesting. Literally thriving on the light. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, I remember that shot from the trailer.
Let me go.
But I love this, like,
No.
kind of like Mad Max-ish kind of like wasteland vibe to it with like the, I don't know what you'd call it either, like the aesthetics of the TIE fighter also kind of like it's made of scrap.
We need that water to survive.
I'm not thirsty.
This is all we have left. And you are wasting it.
No, this is important. It's from Mom's stone. Mom used to do it like this.
I know.
Aww.
Mom had a great strength. She
Oh.
always said that we had it too.
Aww.
Until they came. They took our water. They poisoned our world. I know you didn't want her to go.
She should have stayed.
But she had to do it.
Oh, wow.
Mom was very strong. Stronger than them.
No one is stronger than them.
Mom became a star. Everybody did. Except for us. Now she's up there, looking down on us from the sky.
Look! She cannot see us anymore. We are alone. We are. I'm right here, Ticina, and I will never let anything happen to you. Sure you aren't thirsty? Come on, drink my share. It shouldn't be a problem as long as they don't see me. Same as always.
Oh, wow.
I'm coming too.
No, you're staying here.
Probably not a good
Go
idea,
ahead,
but
then. I'm strong enough now. Just like Mom.
don't.
Give me the ore.
No! I'm going to beat them all.
No.
Stop it. You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Keep holding back.
That's exactly what Godmother killed. We do what we always do. I get enough water to survive, and you stay hidden right here.
One of them's going to call on it by the end of this. More than likely the kid. Yeah, see, God.
Yeah, take that, huh?
Why can't you do as you're told?
Stop right there. Last man.
I wonder if this is actually stop motion or if this is like computer rendered.
I told you I could beat them.
You were just lucky.
She wouldn't be in this position if you didn't come along anyway, though.
We have to go back. Believe me, we can beat them.
No! We have what we need.
I'm sorry, Cotton. I have to do this.
Gina!
You better pull this out. Come on.
What do you think you are doing?
This is Towerland.
This planet's resources belong to the Empire. Throw her.
Oh. Reach. Oh no. Awaken it together, come on. I don't know. Can she do it by herself? Yo. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually stop motion, man. God damn. Man, that got me too. Ah.
Look.
Aw.
It's them. They are all here.
God, though, you could have straight up gotten you both killed. It worked out in the end, but damn.
Mom!
I knew she was there. She looks so happy and bright.
You were right. We will never be alone.
Damn, man. God, that one got me. For those last couple of minutes, man. I was like, I really do appreciate your fervor, kid. I do, but I was like, God, you are not helping. I don't know how much the little sibling played into the whole like crushing the water canisters at the end there. Could have been moral support, could have been whatever. But we know for a fact the older sister did in fact have the Force, you know, because without it, the other one would have completely plunged to their death. But yeah, man, you know, it's a hard trade-off because, you know, had they not intervened in this manner, they wouldn't have been able to bring them down, and she would have easily been able to like dive in and out, refill their water supply, and they would just go on scavenging, fighting day to day on their life. But, you know, coming out on the other side was not a guarantee. So when the kids showed up, I was like, oh no. Because I was like, I was like, okay. I was like waiting for the older one to die as a result of that. And that was going to trigger the other's abilities to awaken, and that emotional surge or something. I didn't expect this to have the happy turnaround that it did, but I guess I should have. It is I should have, I guess, but maybe that's just where my headspace was at in this. But I love the aesthetic of this. My big question at the end of this is like, was this fully realized stop motion, or was it simulated stop motion? When the water came pouring out, that's when I was kind of like, okay, I think this is actually stop motion. Punkrobot Studio. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I don't see anything that says whether it was or wasn't. They've got a very varied portfolio on the types of animation that they do and the overall aesthetic. But I really like this one. I love the aesthetic overall really does show, I think, visually how corruptive the Empire's presence always is, how they come in, take over, reap what they can, and just leave nothing but waste and death in the wake of all of that. Them being the only survivors left of their tribe, their people on this planet, just kind of adds to that. The slaughter that we saw and the way that they displayed that through the artwork on the cave paintings and stuff like that, through the light from the ground up the powder that was mixed in from the mushrooms to create the paint that glows with the illumination of the stars themselves, and that the people here, it's their belief that those that departed are those very stars that cause that plant life and causes that to happen. And so it's this connection with their ancestors, with their people, and by purging the pollution that factory was causing, it reconnects them with that light. And this was very much a different vibe than the first two, because it kind of breaks that theory I had in the beginning if we're gonna kind of have a persistent Sith theme this time around. And we didn't. We just had the pure Force here. I wouldn't call either Jedi. I wouldn't call either Sith. It was just like they called upon it in a moment of need, and that's what happened, man. But they're pushing back, fighting for them and theirs, and it's just beautiful. Like, even though, like, I understand where the kid's coming from, it's frustrating, for sure, from that point of view, from being older and then kind of relating to this older sibling who's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm just trying to keep you safe. And you've got the other ones just got this, like, because of the stories that have been told and everything's been happening in the past, there's this belief, this infatuation with the stories has been passed down in a way that really kind of accentuates that, like, naiveness that comes with being young. The younger one went in completely ready to just back up their older sibling and just kind of go to town and just kind of like live out this story themselves and become their mother, and it very well could have been, because it's no guarantee that it passes on like that. So, like, if anything, things could have went really bad. Like, it's almost like while it worked out here, it reminded me a lot of the Powder and Vi situation in episode 3 of Arcane. That's what it was making me think of. Like, Powder's wanting to be part of the group and included in this mission and whatever, and then when she doesn't quite work out all that well. Or at least it becomes a much more, it works out in a very, very different way. The setup, the parallels of what happened is kind of what I was thinking about when I was watching this. Overall, I enjoyed this one. I think the one thing that kind of held this one back just slightly more compared to the other two is that moment where we're just like, okay, let's pause and exposit everything that happened. While it was a great way to tell us what happened to their village, what happened to their mother and all this stuff, it did kind of, I feel like at a point kind of like just kind of bring the flow of this to a little bit of a halt. But from there, once we got out of that and got back into the swing of things, it started going again. And it still, at the end of the day, got me to tear up at the end with the sister coming to save the day in desperation and honestly not knowing that it would work out in the end, and them uniting together to bring down this complex that had destroyed their entire way of life and everyone they've known. And then that reconnection to those that they have lost there at the end. That whole last like 3 to 4 minutes like really started to hit me, man. But guys, what'd you think? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. If you enjoyed the reaction, which I hope you did, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. And remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access as well. Speaking of before we go, I want want to shout out our channel legends, Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, York Coruscant, Margaret Grace, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Raven McCann, Jeffrey Hale, M. Sephiroth, Jake and Cheryl, Josh Lee, and Tiff. Thank you guys so much for your continued support, and everybody who's been helping the channel be what it is today. Love you guys. That's it for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.